Hello, welcome back, Box Someone here, and today we're going to be looking at this. This is set 70905 from 2017, and it is the Batmobile. It comes with 5 figures and a very cool Batmobile build. It is one of the few superhero sets I have, so I'm going to be showing it off here today. I'm going to be showing off the figures, which are from the Lego Batman movie, as well as the car, and then getting on to my final opinion. So I do hope you'll enjoy. Let's get into it. We'll start off by looking at the figures, with the first one being Batman himself. We'll kind of angle him to get the glare off of him, and this guy came in 8 sets back in 2016 to 17, so he's like a $2 or $3 figure, so he's not very expensive at all. He carries a Batarang, as you can see, the other one's on the front of the car, and this is how they accomplish his face. Those white spots at the top are for the eyes that show through his mask, and he also has an opposite face on the back, which I might as well show you. And that's a little bit of a more interesting expression that kind of goes with the whole Lego movie theme. He also does have a silky cloth cape, which is very, very nice. Next up, we have Robin, and Robin here is a very good figure because he has multiple dual-molded parts. Both his arms and his legs are dual-molded, with his arms having some nice green on them, and his red, or his legs having some red. It's a very nice figure, and he also has that very weird piece on his head to give those bulging eyes in the glasses look. The actual head underneath is pretty simple, and then he also has a double-sided face as well. This piece is actually a very nice piece, and thus is exclusive to the Lego Batman movies, so very cool. He also has a gun which has Bat merch as well as the Batman symbol on it. Try and focus in on that, if it will. It's kind of close to the camera, so there we go, kind of good there. And yeah, it's just attached to the bottom of a gun. A very cool figure. He comes with a slightly harder, like that older style cape, but in yellow, and it's a very shiny yellow as well, so that's very nice. The next figure in this set, and he has a lot of glare on his face there, is Man-Bat. Man-Bat is a very interesting one. He came in 2 sets, I believe, in this brown color, or reddish brown color, as well as in a black color, I believe. I may be remembering that wrong, but this guy's pretty cool. He is the specially molded headpiece for the, well, not headpiece, but hairpiece for the bat ears on top, as well as some bat wings, and I don't think he has another face. I'll pull it off to the side so I can, oh, he does, and that's a little bit more of a scared expression. That's pretty cool. He also does have a back print, and he has some dynamite in his hand. These wing pieces are really cool, and honestly, one of my favorite things about this figure, and probably my favorite figure in the set. Next up, we have the Kabuki twins, which are very different. These were in the original, I believe, animated series. I forget if it was the original or one of the other ones that they had, but they had many animated series, and this was in one of them. These are really cool. You get 2 of them, obviously, the Kabuki twins, so you'd expect that, and they are just in dark red, which makes them very breakable, but they are very cool, and I do quite like how they look. They also use the Wolverine claws as their weapons on their hands, which is pretty nice. And with the figures out of the way, all of which I think are pretty good, I don't have any faults with any of them, we can get onto the actual set itself, the Batmobile, and it's quite sizable. For only having 560 pieces, it's pretty big, and you can see my hand next to it. It's not the craziest thing, but it's pretty good. And I guess we'll start at the front and work our way backwards, because that's just probably the easiest way to do it. We can start with the front grille. It does have a very nice sticker down there that says Batitude Gotham, which is funny, and I'm guessing it's a reference to the movie, because I've never watched it. I should watch it because it's cool, and I can probably just get it out from the library. There's some lights at the front of the Batmobile, of course. I mean, you need your lights. There's the yellow blinkers, and then the white, just lights, I guess. It also has these big wheels, which you can actually move. So if you want to have it like parallel park. Yeah, pretty interesting. But these are just meant to kind of give it a bit more outward, I guess, shape, and really does bring it out a bit more. These actually can also move. There are on these little joints here that allow them to actually be quite interesting. And they have the same thing on the back, so you can actually raise the car up pretty high. off the ground, which I thought is kind of interesting. Kind of makes it look like a monster truck. On each wheel, you also get this very nice stickered 2x2 tile, a round tile, with the Batman symbol on it. So it actually turns with the wheel, so you can see that like that. Very nice. The side of the Batmobile is pretty interesting. It has some nice printed pieces down there, as well as these macaroni pieces in metallic, whatever you call it. I call it gunmetal gray. You may call it something different. It also has the Speedwagon on it with the Batman symbol. All of these are stickered pieces. I don't think there's a single printed piece in this set. Kind of unfortunate. I mean, this was 2017, so that's kind of surprising to me even. But yeah, no stickered pieces, no printed pieces, I mean, in this set. It also has some guns on the side. It has this gun here, as well as a stud shooter, which, it's a stud shooter, and that just flew onto the floor, of course. But yeah, stud shooter there, and another printed piece with a red line right there. The other side is just a mirror image of that, so there's nothing really too interesting to talk about. Another stud shooter, which this won't go onto the floor because it's pointed the other direction. No, it's nice, and a gun, of course. The actual hood of the car is pretty interesting as well. It has, as I said earlier, the Batitude Gotham license plate, as well as that Batarang that I was talking about on the hood of the car, which is a very nice hood ornament, and looks pretty good, actually. Moving up the car, we do have some printed, or not printed, as I said, there's no printed pieces, some sticker pieces over here that give that another red line, which is kind of cool, and you can see more engine or whatever that's supposed to be right there. And then getting into the actual like driver's area with the windshield. These are all stickers. You get 4 stickers on the windshield, which is horrible. I don't know how I aligned those, but they're not horribly aligned, but I could see a kid horribly misaligning those. On top, you also get a sticker for this roof piece, which you can take off, and it just is the Batmobile, or the Batman symbol. This whole thing can come off, actually, if you just lift it off, and you can set 2 figures inside there, Robin and Batman, of course. It also has 2 stickered pieces there, with the Batmobile and then another control panel, as well as a steering wheel and some buttons. In the back, you have this little thing. This is a play mechanism, which is pretty cool. You may have seen this move whenever I move that, and that's supposed to do that. If you put this back on this, and you actually do this, if I do it the right direction, it should launch the thing off. You can kind of see it go up there, and maybe it works sometimes if you do it a bit harder, but yeah, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to launch this off, kind of like a ejection thing, so you can get your figures out of there or something like that. And it's a pretty cool mechanism. It's very simple. It's just this Technic axle going through with this transparent piece at the end. Very simple. I'm going to put Batman now, as well as Robin in here, so you can kind of see how they look. And you can see what they look like in there. You can also use this back area as storage, although it will not allow the mechanism to work. Actually, it kind of does, just not fully. And yeah, you can just put the Robin's gun back there. But if you put this actual windshield on, you can see how that will look with both of them inside, if I can fit it there. And that looks pretty good. It actually, you can see them both inside pretty well, and it definitely does look quite nice. I actually really like how that looks with them on there. Getting to the very back of the car, you have these big, like, I don't know if they're thrusters or engines or something like that, but they have this big Batwing on here, which is pretty cool. These have been in LEGO for quite a long time now, and they're quite a cool piece. But yeah, they are just on hinges back here to give them this angle, and you get 2 of those, as well as these back wheels, which are pretty cool. You do get those red lights on them now, for the brake lights on the Batmobile, and you also get another Batitude Gotham license plate with some more brake lights back there. The mechanism that I showed you earlier is activated by turning this little thing, which is inside this big thruster engine thingy for an airplane. And as you can see, there we go, that knocked it off. But yeah, a very cool, simple mechanism there with that very nice dark trans purple there. But yeah, that's basically it to show for this entire set. It's a very big set, and I actually really like it. I had some fun putting it together 2 days ago, as of recording this, or as of you seeing this, I guess, and I really enjoyed it. I thought I was missing pieces. It wasn't missing pieces, it's actually complete, so that was a pleasant surprise as well, and this was a very nice set that I got a long time ago, obviously back in 2017, because I haven't collected LEGO superheroes or anything like that since about that time, maybe up to 2019, but I mainly collect Star Wars now. But yeah, this is a very good set, and I really enjoyed it. I think the figures are amazing, and you can get this one new with instructions, or not new, but used with instructions for about $75 in the USA. So yeah, it's a bit more expensive, but even so, it's a pretty good price, I guess. For some Batmobiles are a lot higher. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I quite like this set. I do have the instructions for this. I have no idea where they are though. I would have showed them off here if I did know where they were. They're either in a bin somewhere or in a tote in the basement, which basically means impossible to get to without digging through some things. So yeah, I don't have that here. But I used online instructions. It's a 2-part instruction manual, so yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I rambled a lot at the end here. But anyway, I shall see you next time with another LEGO video. Goodbye.